Laughing so good for the soul. Share a moment with a complete stranger or somebody you know. Don't care if you're young or you're old. Sit down and tune into the best show. Lee bringing all the flavor. Interviews getting greater and greater. With a nostalgic feel. You know she got the mass appeal.
Charlie told her to get married. So Donnell told her, I think Charlie was like, fuck that son. I went and got married. Mm-hmm. And then my life changed completely. Mm-hmm. Do I regret it? Because I'm divorced now.
Oh, okay.
Put my career on hold. Like we got married. I moved to San Diego. Blah. Got pregnant. Had Carter, my baby. He's 9 now. And
hey Carter.
Hey Carter. What's up, son of mine? And then my ex-husband was saying, okay, you gotta work. Comedians work. And I'm like, I got a whole baby. I was nursing. Before I had kids, I'm like, I'm gonna be this working mom. I'm gonna be out in these streets. Like, I thought, have a baby, boom. Mm-hmm. But that's what you just outside looking in. But when you actually have a child, it's just like, oh my God, I never want to leave him. I have to protect this baby. And then my husband was like, you gotta work. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, can I finish nursing? Mm-hmm. But I can't take him with me. Or can I? I don't know. And I just felt so pressured to get back to work, and I went back. I had him July 24th. I went back to work September 23rd. I remember that because it was my birthday.
Okay.
And it was to Caroline's, New York. I'm on this flight from the West Coast to the East Coast, nursing, like, pumping, throwing it in the freezer. Oh my God, it was wild! Oh, gosh. And my whole brain and logic was starting to change because now I'm actually, like, married to this honorable Marine. So I think I gotta watch what I say because it's a reflection of somebody that's protecting the country. Mm-hmm. What are your kids gonna say when they hear your ass talking about being a hoe? I'm like, I can't talk about that anymore. Like, so I almost went into panic mode. Like, mm-hmm. I didn't know what to do. Mm-hmm. And the whole time, I performed all pregnant. I mean, I'm talking about all the way up until like a week before I gave birth. Mm-hmm. And that was difficult too. Mm-hmm. Because people would look at me like this. And I'm like, what is happening? I was like, oh, I know I'm pregnant. Uh-huh. Like, I had to say that to them. Mm-hmm. Relax, it's cool. I was there when it happened. Like, mm-hmm. I had to make up. It was just like something, it was weird for them to see a pregnant woman telling jokes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It was so wild. And I was all emotional. But anyway, so I got through that and I had a baby, and then I was at home, and after 10 months, he was 10 months old, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I gotta stay at home mom. I'm just not. Mm-hmm. I'm just not. Shout out to those women who can do it. Mm-hmm. I cannot. It's just too structured. It's just too, I'm not. Mm-hmm. And we put Carter in daycare part-time. Mm-hmm. And then he turned a year, and I just went back on the road. Mm-hmm. And then the military life happened. Lord have mercy, child. I don't know. He got selected for officer school, which meant he had to go to boot camp, like officer camp, mm-hmm. where we would not see him at Quantico, Virginia. Mm-hmm. And now I had to make a decision, like, damn, do I go there? And I got this 2-year-old, and I had no family there. Then I found I was pregnant again. And I'm like, yo, you set me up? Because we decided I was going to go to Chicago while he was in school. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm about to rip the runway. I mean, don't call it a comeback. Mm-hmm. Then I was pregnant. Oh, my God. And I was, like, so tired. Because now at this point, I'm a woman at a certain age. Mm-hmm. And that pregnancy just had me very tired. But I was still in the road with Charlie. And Charlie was getting sick. And you could see it. He was visibly sick. And he was just like, I can't wait to meet your baby. Because he had met Carter. Mm-hmm. Dang. Woo, Lord have mercy, child, help me. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I had Ethan. And I chilled again. Mm-hmm. Right? Because I had it. And each time I had a C-section. Mm-hmm. So now it's...
So that's another level of body changing. That's surgery.
That's major abdominal surgery.
Yeah.
My ex-husband hated when I said, I'm like, this is major abdominal surgery.
It's the truth.
It's true. They literally cut you open to take your baby out. Mm-hmm. And now you got to deal with that. I have a toddler and an infant. And I'm like, and then my husband only came in for a few days because he's in the field. School, oh my God, this is going from enlisted to officer side. Woo! So now, I'm gonna fast forward, so now he's done, he's graduated, bow. It's time for us to go to Okinawa, Japan, because that's where we're stationed now. My dad is very sick.
Your dad is?
My dad is very sick. He has cancer, prostate cancer. And I had been in Chicago all this time, like helping and seeing it, and everybody knows me. I'm Daddy's girl. And now it's time to leave. He's actually in the hospital the day we leave. I'm like, I'm just like crying. My dad was like, you have a whole family. I did it. I raised you. Like, now it's time for you to take care of your family. Took care of my family, and I'm just like, okay. Because I was like, I should stay. He was like, nah. But I had to sneak Ethan up because Ethan was like a baby. He was like 6 months old. So he couldn't go in the hospital. But he went to see my daddy, his granddaddy. Dad was waiting at the elevator door to open up. I'm like, yeah! And so we leave and go to Japan. Now, my ex-husband's beef was, I met you in Japan. I'm like, yeah, I was here for 3 weeks, not 3 years. It's no work here. They canceled that contract. I can't be a comedian. I thought maybe I could get a job on the radio. Gotta be military. Like, it was nothing for me to do. I mean, oh my God. And now my dad is sick. As soon as I get there, my husband is deployed. I'm in a whole new
From Japan?
From Japan.
Wow.
I got I knew nobody. I met a couple of people from his battalion, the wives of. And like Ethan, that little dude, he's 7 now. But when he got sick, he would get sick. Like, we had to take him to the hospital. Like, he used to be sick. He goes full out sick. But he caught the flu. And I had him in the hospital. And Carter's like 2. I'm like, oh my God. So I called the one chick that I knew, Allie. I was like, Allie, I'm in it. And I looked up and she was there. She was like, come on, Carter. I was out like a cry. She's like, come on, Carter. You're going to spend the night with Jacob and her kids. They were all the same age as my kids. And I'm like, thank you. So anyway, that's when you learn in the military, like, how to make friends quickly. Because it is your survival. Otherwise, you will check out into this deep depression that I think I tried to slip into for a second. Because everything was just going on. I could no longer have the mic, like, at my disposal. Like, I love comedy so much.
Yeah.
That my favorite guy was dying. My other favorite guy, my husband, was deployed. I don't know what to do.
It's interesting, as I listen to you speak, a recurring theme keeps coming up for me. You entering comedy, you going on stage, you getting heckled, and you got Leon and the guys getting your back, and then you get booed, and Dion and the guys get your back, and then you go to New York, and you meet this circle. It just always seems like you found a community wherever you were. And then to hear you say, in the military, you learn to make friends quickly. It's definitely important, especially in comedy, to have a community and a circle and support. And that's probably something that I can imagine, like, keeps you coming back.
It did. Until I got to Chicago.
Okay.
So I'm not the happiest person with comedy right now. I am. Okay, it's not the people, it's me.
Okay.
So, all right. So now at this point, I go through, it's time for me, we serve our 3 years. It's time for me to come back stateside. And I'm like, my time to shine. I already talked to my husband about it. He's like, I don't think I want that lifestyle anymore.
Okay, wait, I'm sorry, what year is this? Where are we now?
2019.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, what? Now, my marriage is almost in shambles. Basically, it's in shambles. I'm not trying to save face now. It's a wrap. And I'm like, oh no, let's get help when we get there. So we got back. Me and the boys got back in June of 2019. And we were in Chicago. And then that's when I started realizing that my husband probably was not about to be my husband. Because he didn't even come here. He went to North Carolina where his family was. And then I don't even know how we got to Quantico, Virginia. Like, everything is starting to get hazy now. Okay. Because I'm crazy. I'm trying to keep the strong for the cause. And yes, I'm one of those check on your strong friends. I mean, I was good. I'm nuts. I can't even. I was sad. It was the saddest moments of my life ever in my entire life. I was just sad because I have a marriage that is not working, and I'm not a comedian. I am by right, but I'm not working. So we get to Virginia, and I'm like, all right, it's an easy trip to DC. I could get back in the game, but I'm hurt. Like my whole soul is rocked, and I'm just not. It's just not working. And this is June, July, August. We tried to get help. We went to see therapy. We went there seek therapy. He was like, all right, I'm down. Then he went by himself because she went to see us individually. He came back like, I know one thing for sure, I want a divorce. And that was the first time he ever said divorce. Because I used to be like, there's no D words in this house except Dawn. And I'm like, all right. Because he used to ask me, when can you leave? When can you leave? And that moment I said, tonight. Today is the day. I will get the fuck out. I cannot. Because I looked down, I saw my self-esteem like at my feet. I'm like, this trying to make me a Lifetime movie. I will not be a Lifetime movie around here. Yo, you know what? Long ass 3-hour Lifetime movies where I end up somewhere murdering or killing myself. I don't know. Trying to be a high school cheerleader and shit, and I'm 49. Like, no, I am 13. Like, I don't know. Oh, help me. So I packed up the car. He put the stuff in the car. And I packed my babies and we drove from Quantico, Virginia to Chicago. August 20th, we got home at 10 p.m. And August 21st, my kids was at their first day of school at St. Etheria. That very next, my mom had the uniforms, everything. That night, that morning, boom, first day of school.